All right. You know what it is. We are back. Missy D interviews. Thank you for tuning in. This is episode 20. New format, trying something new. You might see someone to my left or to my right. Who knows? Maybe you recognize them. But before, let's get going. Let's get jamming. I want you to relax. I want you to breathe. I want you to ground yourselves and listen to our song of the day by the one, the only, Desiree Dawson. Meet You by the Light.
You're the skin that I lead with, a heart that I love with, a feet that I walk on. You're the words that I'm singing, the voice that keeps bringing togetherness so strong. You're the high note in my laughter and the warmth that comes right after, the peace in my breathing. My green thumb and my sweet tooth, you're my drive and my rear view, the voice of reason. And I am here cause you were here, and that is clear to me. And every time I think of you, it's the sweetest memories. I am here cause you were here, always guiding me, the light that shines in me. You're shining bright. I'll meet you at the light.
Thank you.
Wow. It's one of my favorite songs these days. It gets me up in the morning, and I'm so happy we got started with this song. I hope you felt it. If you want to go listen to it, it's Meet You by the Light by Desiree Dawson. You've guessed it. My guest for the day. My name is Missy D. I use she and her pronouns. I'm joining you from the lands of the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam peoples. I want to honor my Indigenous communities, my BIPOC communities, and I stand in solidarity with you. For me, Missy D interviews is just an opportunity to talk with my friends, talk with new friends, talk with people that are doing work in our communities, that are creating, making, designing, thinking, having conversations, and that just want to connect in some way. Sometimes we do it on Zoom, sometimes we do it on Instagram Live, sometimes we're still discovering ourselves, and that's kind of what's happening now. Whenever I hear Desiree's music, I have to close my eyes. I have to cry a little bit. That might happen. That might almost happen. And I was like, oh, wait, we're recording this interview. But I wrote a little intro for you, Desiree, because you're already on the screen, but I'm still going to read it because I want people to know who this is. And maybe I'll sing a little song for you too. My guest today goes by the name of Desiree Dawson. I remember first hearing this angelic voice at a Black Performers Evening. We exchanged this love, this look, this admiration for music right away, saying one day we should do something together, you know? Fast forward to her awing all my friends at this event I hosted back in 2018 called Hip Hop and Colors. She was my new friend, is how I introduced you at the time, who I met some old friends. And like some of her collaborators, Francis, Sejal, to name a few, I'm grateful to call you a friend. Sometimes my favorite voice note friend, but whenever we do get to share a space, a talk, a voice note, a harmony, it usually inspires me for an eternity, just like your music. So welcome to Missy D Interviews. And at Missy D Interviews, we like to start off with a little jingle. So this one goes out to you, Desiree Donson. So we're gonna do this. Yeah. Check mic 1, 2. Missy D coming through. It goes introducing, interviewing, tuning online, we checking it. Missy D interviews, Missy D interviews, introducing, interviewing, tuning online, we checking it. Missy D interviews, Desiree Donson. Hey, you're ready. I saw you. You're ready to vibe. You're ready to vibe.
What is this? This is the best interview already that I've ever been a part of.
A little something, a little jingle, you know. When we have low production, we gotta do it live. We gotta figure it out, you know. But hi, Desiree Donson. I've been talking this whole time, but how are you? Welcome to Missy D Interviews. How are you feeling today?
Oh, I'm feeling so good and so much better now. Thank you for that sweet intro. Like that was like, I want to cry. Like I love our friendship and I love where it's so cool to look back on a friendship and be like, where did we start? Where are we now? Where are we headed? But just like, it's really beautiful. So I love that reflection of our friendship and our musical journey together. I'm doing good. I told you earlier, like I woke up with a light heart, which is a rare occurrence these days. And so I'm like riding this light heart feeling today. And it's so cool that this is the day we had, because we've been trying to talk for a while. We've been trying to make this happen. And it was like the other times it just didn't feel right. And now it's like, ooh, this is the day.
It always finds, you know, sometimes we just meet at the light. I think you say it beautifully. Sometimes it just finds its way there. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this day works. Oh, 11. Yeah, perfect. On 11/11. Perfect.
Oh my God, true. What the hell?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I just realized myself and I was like, wow. So I'm really grateful to meet you on this day. I think for today, I have a couple of questions as always, but I introduced you, of course, with my knowledge of who you are to me and how much love I have for you. But the people watching today might be like, who is Desiree Donson? Yeah, I'm going to go listen to that song for sure. But who are you? So my first question is actually, how would you introduce yourself to people?
Such a great question. And when I'm always developing and learning and like getting nervous by this question, but I think I'm Desiree Dawson. I feel like I'm mostly known as a musician within my community, and I'm a music lover, and I am a musician. And also my passion though lies in the way that music connects us to ourselves, which then makes us be able to better connect with those around us, which is something I'm very passionate about because we live in such a disconnected time. And I'm always trying to find ways for us to feel more connected in community. Always looking for more ways for us to be healing and growing together. And so music has just been that for me on so many levels, like even on the personal level of listening to music and how that has helped me with like all the things I'm moving through, or being out at a show when you're just like dancing next to someone you don't know and you're just like, we love each other. Like just like the way it can bring up so many different things. And like the frequency of music literally does things that we can't even understand sometimes, like what's happening on the cellular level with music. So anyways, I would say I'm much more than just not just a musician. Just musicians are great as well, but like to me it's a medicine. So I see myself as someone who's passionate about the medicine of music, and specifically with helping us to come closer to discovering our identities and like understanding who we are in the world and how we can then hold space for others to do that. So big long thing, but that's kind of like where I'm at right now.
You know what? I love that answer. And that's why I asked that question. Most of the time I find that it's better to hear from the person, how they would introduce themselves and like how they see themselves within the world. And of course, there's my relationship to you, but I think there's so much to unpack and to identify and to be like, hey, who is this person? And I hope that people listening or watching this later will be like, hey, like I got to know this person a little bit more. I also did this show because I wanted to get people to know that, yeah, you're not just a musician, that you're a person. So I have all these like weird, fun, I think, questions to get to know the other sides of your personality, which I think, only maybe a couple of people get to see that, or a couple of your close community friends get to see that. But I'm like, if we can show this and showcase the depths and the heart and the intention that you put into your music and into yourself, I think that's what Missy D interviews Desiree Dawson is.
Cool.
Round two goes by fast. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I could talk to you for days. You know that. I asked you this question a little bit, but there's a twist to this question, because Missy D interviews is also a check-in moment and like grounding ourselves. That's why we started kind of like just relax. Just we're gonna listen to music, not even talk. And I asked you how you were feeling. Now, another way to look at this question is like, if you were to use emojis or things around you, even what thing, what music, what song of the day, or what emoji would best describe how you're feeling today? Would it be the light emoji? Would it be something else?
Okay, let me see. Okay, I think it would be the wave, like the little blue wave emoji, with the star emoji, with like not the one star, like the twinkle stars, where there's like little stars, the twinkle stars, the dancer. Those are the three that are coming up the strongest. Maybe like, okay, the heart emoji, but specifically the pink one that has like because it looks like it's like beaming. It's like kind of like,
Yeah.
And I don't use that one very much, but I feel that one.
Yeah, it's true. I use it for special occasions where I'm like, yeah, I feel that little aura. That's
exactly.
I know the one. I know the one you're talking about. Ooh.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Those are great emojis. I'm glad you're feeling this way, and I hope we can add some emojis to it during this interview. Round three. Ooh, I haven't done this in so long. I'm like, I'm getting back on the bike, and like I'm like, whoa, this is the questions I have had because I've been away for a little bit. But round three was one of my favorite rounds because it was a new round the last time I did it. It's called Through the Wire. And of course, there's a little jingle to it. It goes, through the fire, to the limit, to the wall. For a chance to be with you, I'm glad I risk it all. Da, 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 da. Through the fire, to the limit, da, da, da. Yeah, I told you about my morning voice. To be with you, and yeah, through the wire. Oh, yes. I'm so glad you're here. I told you about my morning voice, and I was like, I can't sing in the morning. It's not warmed up, so I have my partner right here singing it beautifully. That was
tap me in.
I was like, tag. I can't do it. So Through the Wire, actually Through the Fire, for people that know Kanye West's song, it's originally Chaka Khan's song, Through the Fire, and I discovered that through making this round. But the aim of the game is I'm gonna give you a year, and I want you to think about a story, a person, or something that was memorable about that year. If you're comfortable share that story about the year. If you can't remember, maybe pinpoint the setting. Where were you? What you think you were doing at that time? That's also a good part of hearing where the journey has taken you. If you don't like the year, because sometimes you're trying to move forward. There's sometimes you want to pass that year. So just say pass, and I'll give you another year. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, I have to say I have a really bad memory where I remember like nothing past last year. So I will try my best.
Don't worry, I did try. I can't even do this game for myself, but people surprise me. People remember very interesting things. So We're gonna start, and I never know my guests like full age, and I don't ask it because I'm just like, I wanna go as furthest as I can, but also we'll see. Okay, I'm doing this very randomly. People think I go look up. I'm not Nardwuar yet, where I go look up dates, and I'm like, oh, I know what you did in 2011. I'm like, I don't know. So maybe let's go to 2010. What were you doing in 2010?
Okay. 2010. I think 2010 maybe I wasn't doing music yet, not even anything related to music, other than listening to it all the time. But I think I had moved to Victoria to pursue what I was going to pursue, which was my career in acupuncture and Chinese medicine. So I went to a school there for a very short period of time to do that. And I was hanging out with all my friends who were going to UVic at the time and living on my own for the first time. And yeah, I think that was 2010.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can lie to me. I'm not gonna
You go look it up. You're like, lies.
He doesn't really lie to me. It's like, nah, I'm happy to learn these different aspects of your life. I'm like, wait, what? You were doing music in 2010? Just me stereotyping. Just like, you've been doing music since you were 2, right? No.
No.
That's okay. Oh, I'm gonna follow up with some questions later then. Let's go maybe a bit closer to here. Let's go to 2018.
Okay, 2018. No idea, but let's see, 2018. Okay, something cool I did in 2018 was I was part of the Babyface had a song camp in Toronto, and I was the only person chosen from the Lower Main, like from Vancouver, to go to Toronto and be part of this song camp with Babyface. And it was so wild, and I was like, what's happening? And there's a point where Daniel Caesar came in to give, like, he was one of like the special guests for our camp. Maybe there was like 20 of us or something, and it was so cool. I made so many connections with amazing producers and other writers, and that year I think there was a lot of cool like camps and like performances, and that felt like a potent year.
I feel you on that. Yeah, 2018 was a very memorable year, even for myself, but also because I think I met you around that time. I think I met you around that time. But also just super nice to hear the people you met and the opportunities that you're able to make during that year. Last year I'm gonna give you we're gonna throw it back a little bit. So even myself, I'm like, how old are we then? I don't know. Let's go. Maybe we won't go too far. Let's go 2000. 2000 sounds like so far from now. 21 years ago.
I have no memory of what was happening. Not even like events, like global events. I like actually can't think of anything.
I feel you. I asked you that question. I was like, what was I doing in 2000? I'm like, I don't know, D.
All I picture is, I don't know if you had this, but like my school had like you could get like school like hoodies and sweatpants, and I just always picture 2000 written in this like kind of like wavy like blue kind of writing, like, you know, like class of 2000. Like definitely I was in elementary school. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I feel you. But maybe a question I'll ask is, like, since you're a music lover, I know maybe you didn't do music at the time. Do you remember, like, is there a song that you remember listening to around that time, the 2000s, that was like, ooh, that's my jam?
Not really. I really have a hard time remembering what came out when, and like my like I don't have very good or I have a hard time with timelines of things, so I don't know like what was out around that time. Do you know?
I want to say like was it Spice Girl? Maybe Spice Girl was a bit before that. I might be lying. I 2000 for me is like Spice Girl, Destiny's Child, Janet Jackson.
Destiny's Child. Okay. What was Alicia Keys doing in 2000?
I think she might have been starting, you know? I think she was doing I Keep on Falling.
Okay, like maybe that was that.
Maybe.
We might be so off, but I also think we might be on something. I don't know.
I'm like, I'm Googling. I'm like, let me multitask.
Oh yeah, please Google.
I need the
because I feel like definitely A Keys was like a big one for me when I was younger. Was it 2000?
2001. Yo, we around there. We're there.
I keep on falling. I love that music video. It was like so.
Yeah. No, I mean, she's so dope. She's actually putting out a new album soon, I think.
Cool.
I think it's called Double Keys, or Keys, just Keys, and it has like it's like a double album where she's gonna have like a version that's the original version and one that's like maybe unlocked, like different, a bit more produced. So it's a cool
Cool.
concept. I was like following her. I'm like, wow, you're
That sounds
still great.
awesome.
20 years later, you're as
Still
amazing as
going
you were.
strong.
Yeah. So I wish that for us and more, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, while we're talking about Miss Keys, maybe we can talk about Miss Hill. Next round is called That Thing, That Me. Really can't sing today. I'm sorry. It's like the
I mean,
hardest thing.
sounding good to me.
You have no idea. Inside, I'm like, oh, I'm just nervous. Maybe I'm just nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is singing anymore? Uh, well, that thing I'm gonna ask you. It's a rapid fire kind of round. I'm gonna ask you one thing. You could have been Amory. Do you know Amory's like, it's this one thing that got me.
Oh, that what year did that come out? Because that was my song.
That was my track too. That's like, yeah.
I was like gerbling up this song.
Shout out to Amory. We love you. If you ever
Yeah.
watched this. 2005. It's around the era. That's
Okay,
definitely we were
okay.
young. I don't even know what she was talking about, but I was just like,
No.
is this one thing? I don't know.
But I definitely was feeling myself. I did not know what was even happening in that
Yeah.
song.
Oh yeah. So this round could have been called this one thing as well. So rapid fire. Just say what comes to mind. Don't overthink it. Overthink it. Do what you need to do.
Okay.
But Desiree Dawson, what is one thing you do every day?
Sing.
Yes. To yourself, out loud, inner.
Both out loud, to myself, in my head, all day, pretty much.
I love that. That sounds lovely. What's one thing that's your pet peeve?
Pet peeve. What's my pet peeve? What is my pet peeve? You know when dishes have like stuff on them, like like when they're not fully, like I have this thing about dishes needing to be like really, really cleaned properly, like with hot water, and I don't like when they have like things on them. And I hate doing dishes. That's the other thing. I hate doing dishes. That's my pet peeve.
Yeah, because you're like you got to make sure that there's no like little. I feel you on that. I'm drinking coffee, and then I hate it when like I put milk, and then when the milk kind of creates a coat, and then the coat gets hard, and then it sticks to the cup. I hate that. And then I'm like, I guess I'm gonna drink through it, but if I can, I'm like, okay, I gotta put hot water now. Gotta do the dish.
Yeah.
I feel you. Apart from your possible alarm, I don't know if you use an alarm to wake up. What's one thing that gets you up every morning?
I'm lucky. I don't use an alarm because I don't really need one. I usually schedule things later in the day, and I wake up naturally around 7 or sometimes earlier. Sometimes 8 if I've really had like a late night. So I naturally just kind of wake up, and I would say the thing that gets me up is definitely like connections like this got me excited for the day. Music gets me up. Like I usually put on music to like either if I want to get up in like a chill way, I'll put on a certain vibe. If I want to get up and like start getting going, I'll put on a certain vibe. And yeah.
Love that. What's one thing your friends always tell you?
What do my friends always tell me? What do my friends always tell me?
I know
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know thing all my friends tell me.
Yeah, and I grouping them, but maybe it's homework for next time we hang out. You're like, okay. Yeah, what's a common thing that you've always heard from your friends, from even maybe back in high school to now, to after a show, people always come up and they're always like, Desiree, your voice is like this, or Desiree, take a break.
Oh yeah. Okay, maybe it's be okay. One thing that's like a common thing is like be easier on yourself. Like you're really hard on yourself, but also you're hard on yourself. And also, I got a text this morning that was like, I miss your silly, like I miss being silly with you and laughing a lot. So that was a nice thing to hear.
I like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
The reason I asked this question is like I hope it echoes back to like sometimes it's lovely things, good reminders from your friends to be like, yeah, take care of yourself a little bit. Or maybe it's also funny things about you that your friends know more than all of us watching or listening. I'm gonna go to round 5 because this time is moving by fast. I'm like, wait, what? It's 40.
Also, my heater just kicked on, and is it really loud?
No, it's okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah, warm. Keep warm. It's winter. Winter is here.
Yep, it has arrived.
It has arrived. Round 5 is if you don't know, now you know behind the scenes. So you're an artist, you're a musician, you're a songwriter, you're a community builder, you're a healer. And I wanted to know more about behind the scenes of the things you love, the things you hate or dislike, or the things you want to see change in this world. So I got curious. I wasn't going to ask you this question, but now I'm like, wait, how come I don't know this? It's like, the origin question that you get asked sometimes in interviews, but how did you start getting into music? Because we heard at the beginning of the interview, like, you're like 2010, I wasn't really doing music. I was actually going this other acupuncture, Chinese medicine route. What brought music into that path?
Yeah, okay. So I think music has always been, like I said, like since I was young, music was something I've loved. I've always been singing, like when I've done like musical theater and I was dancing since I was young too. But I wasn't the kind of person who was like, I'm gonna be a singer and known that, like, you talk to some singers and they're like, you see videos of them, they're like, I always knew I liked music, but I didn't know it could be an actual thing that I did. And so I didn't really think about it after I graduated high school. I was like, okay, what am I going to do? And I knew I wanted to be in some sort of field that was healing, that was like giving us like the sovereignty and autonomy to like kind of like heal ourselves and like and community and just like alternative medicine has been something I've been passionate about for a long time too. And so I think I went this route with Chinese medicine because I had been passionate about it and I'd been in awe of the ways I'd seen Chinese medicine work for myself and other people. So I was just like, I guess I'll do that. I was kind of like a fresh out of high school, like, I don't know what I'm doing kind of thing. And then I was like, my friends are all in Victoria going to UVic. Maybe I'll go there, but I know I don't want to go to UVic. And so I'll go to this other school called Pacific Rim. And so I did that and then realized very quickly that I was in no place to try to become a doctor. So, cause it's a lot of schooling and it's a lot of work. And I was like, I am actually not doing that. Like, I don't think this is my time to be a doctor. So I like failed a lot of my classes and really just like was going through a hard time with some family stuff at the time. So I just quit and I ended up coming back to Vancouver and working in restaurants for a long time. And through restaurant life led me to people who, one of my friends, Johan, who was my first friend that I started jamming with. And then we started playing together. And from there, it was like, it all bloomed. So it was really like music. It was really like a restaurant industry that I thank for the connections to the music scene.
That's amazing. I don't know why I did not know that. And I'm like, yo, you wanted to be a doctor? Me too, back in the day. Look at us. Yes. I feel you. Yeah. Oh no, I love origin stories and I'm glad you like it's on the same route, like it's on the same path and in different ways it's healing people or helping people around you or helping yourself as well. So I think that's I'm glad you found. It's interesting how the restaurant industry came in with that too.
Yes, like, so interesting.
I love that.
Good times in the restaurant industry, and hard times.
And hard times. I mean, shout out to all the customer service people. I'm always in awe of people that work in that industry because I've never had to, and I don't think I would be great at it. Maybe perhaps host. Like a hostess, maybe, or whatever you want to call it, the person that greets people. that's about it. I just want to say hi.
Hi, here's your table. Move it on.
Move it on. The rest, I'm like, oh my gosh, carrying stuff, remembering orders. Yeah, I'd be horrible. But hey, you never know till you try. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Round 6, I think, is complete the sentence. So I'm gonna give you some things, and you just need to complete the sentence. My go-to TV show or movie is blank.
What is my go-to TV show?
Are you watching
really
anything?
Well, I'm currently watching, and I wouldn't say it's my go-to, but I'm watching it. The new L Word, Generation Q. So I've been watching that. It's all right. Like I'm watching it, but I'm like, it's okay.
I saw it on Crave. I was like, maybe, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool because like watching from the original L Word, like there's characters that have come back, and like it's kind of like a fun thing, but it's also just its own thing that I'm like, sometimes I watch it, I'm like, hey, this isn't that good. But I would say the most memorable show that I do love a lot is Sex Education, which I binge watched so quickly, and I'm like, come back.
I gotta wait another year. Yeah, I feel
yeah.
I this year I was better. I tried to push it, and then I was like, no, I gotta finish it now. I gotta finish it. I'm like, no, let me wait 2 episodes at the time.
Yeah.
And before I knew it, it was done, and I was like,
yeah.
So it's coming back, and when?
Right. So sad.
Such a great show.
Yeah.
Ooh, I know you love to dance. I know sometimes you throw some dance parties online, which I've loved and have fed my soul during this quarantine times. What's your dance jam? Like, what if we go out? What song comes on and you're like, oh, Missy, forget it. I need to be here.
Okay, well, many songs. Most recently, I was lucky enough to go to a festival where I got to see an artist who I love called Missy D, and I was jamming to Delete My Number. I was like, so that's one of my faves. Your face is totally not expecting that.
I was not. I was like, wait, what? She said me. That's nice.
Yeah,
you know
your
what?
music.
Thanks, friend. That's so nice.
Yeah, and with that song specifically, it was so cool because I feel like I knew so much about like the backstory and the like, I don't know, and it's fun when you know your friend's like story behind a song, and then you also get to dance to it. It's like a very unique experience.
Yeah, it's true. It's so true. Yeah, you do know a lot of that story. I'm like, oh my gosh. And thank you for I think you encouraged me as well to put that song. I wasn't sure about putting out that song. I was like, should I? Is this too much information?
No, it wasn't. And hearing it live was so good. And it was also cool to hear it live and then watch people's reactions around being like, ah, like people thought it was so funny and like just like could relate, you know. It was very cool.
That's all we want. That's all we want. Complete the sentence. Missy D should interview blank next.
There's so many people. Pick one. Have you interviewed Kay Aloha yet?
No, but I was supposed to. So I went on a hiatus, and I have all these names that I have to interview, and Kay Aloha is one of them. So I'm glad you reminded me once again to reach out back and be like, hey, I am coming back into the world with this project. Yeah. So I will make sure to reach out to them.
Cool. That's who came to my mind. Also Francis and Jody, but I don't know. Do you know Jody Okabe, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it would be great to interview her. She has so much to say and share. But yeah, there's a whole list. Those are my top 3. Like,
if I run out, I know who to reach out to.
Yes.
Because I think I always want to expand the people, and not just musicians as well. Like I think I want to also get to know other people in the community that are doing things. I got to interview Roger Collins the other day.
cool.
like a couple of months ago when he was talking about Rise Up Marketplace, which is a new grocery store on Vernon Drive.
Let's go there soon. Have you gone yet?
No, but let's go. Actually, yeah.
Let's
Let me
go
know
next week.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm not doing anything apart from this 9 to 5 sometimes.
Cool.
But I'm down. Actually, I haven't visited yet, and I'm like so glad you talked about it then, and then not to see it come to life. I'm like, I need to go. I see my friends adding it to their story. I'm like, I want to go. I want to taste some Jamaican patty and just see the space. It's a vibe.
Yes. Have you interviewed Udocam yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to see that one.
yeah, I have, and I would love to interview Udocam again. Like she's so great. But yeah, there's a lot of people that I mean, I'm gonna interview you again and again. And we'll make it happen.
There's one other person that I thought of.
Yes.
You know Iman Iron Self?
Yes.
Have you interviewed her yet? Because I feel like that would be really good.
I haven't, but I would love to. I got to meet her like at a festival, and then the next day, like I added her on Instagram, and I saw all the amazing work that she's been doing, and I'm like, you are like, I knew you were dope then. Like when I met her, I just felt that energy, but just to see what she's working on, I'm like, wow. Like it wasn't just an energy, you are that being, you know, kind of.
Yes, cool. I want you to connect.
Yeah, great reminder, great names, great suggestions. If you have more, let me know. For people watching, drop it in the comments. If you want to be interviewed, you can be anybody, anywhere, and we'll make it happen. We're getting close to the end because it's almost wrap time. I got 2 more rounds for you. This next round, I added it because I'm asking a lot of questions. This round is called Flip It and Reverse It. It's your Shout out to Missy Elliott. Let me say, can you imagine like 11-year-old me singing this? And I'm like, woo! I was like, what was I singing? I listened. I know too many of her lyrics that I'm like, I didn't know shave my chocha. What that meant?
Oh my god, call before you come, honey. Shave my chocha. Like just singing that, having no idea what I'm saying.
I was like, oh man, that's such a cool wordplay. Da, 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 da. Text me and I say blah blah
blah blah blah.
Anyways, I need it. No man, so such a good song. Anyway, shout out to Missy Elliott, who got like a star on the Hollywood Walk something. I'm probably not naming it well, but she deserves all the stars. She's iconic.
Yes.
So of course I had to use Flip It and Reverse It to name this round, because this is when we can flip it and reverse it, where you get to ask me a question, we reverse it, it goes back to you. So Desiree Donson, what is your question for me?
Okay. What would you say was your like entry into the music industry? Like, do you have a point where you're like, this is when I started saying like I'm in the music world, you know? Like when was that, and what did that look like or feel like?
Oh, that's a cool question. So like music industry, and how do you define music industry? Like the music world and like when I started singing, or music industry like performing and getting paid and all these different things?
Either one. I feel like whichever one you're feeling like talking about.
Yeah, I think the origin story, I'm sure people have heard me talk about a lot. The industry one, or like the day where I was confident saying I'm an artist and not like squeamish about it and not being like, let me not say that, was probably 2015, I want to say, maybe, where 2 things happened that year. One of them was I released like I went to the studio for the first time. I had never gone to a studio professionally like that, and recorded a song called Too Many Feelings. And I put it on SoundCloud at the time, and like, I don't know, it felt the realest form of being an artist for me was like, oh yeah, you record music. I didn't even care about like having an album. I was just like, recording music to me was like the realest form of art at the time. which come to find out, I'm like, that's just one element of it. But it made me feel like, whoa, maybe I could do this for real. And then I put it up, and my friends, even from back home, were like, whoa, are you serious about music now? Like, whoa, like you used to be that girl that like performed at the talent shows, and now it's like, you serious? And then another memory that comes to mind of like being in the industry or something of that sort was 2 shows I did. For one, with Lady Jams, the first time at Fortune Sound Club. So it was like out of UBC. It was no longer affiliated to my school in many ways. It was like at a nightclub. Strangers were gonna be there. How do strangers react to your music? And that also felt like, oh, people are taking me as an artist. Like I'm no longer like, yo, it used to be my fun fact. I always tell people like you, I didn't dream of being a singer or a rapper. I was just like, that's what I do on the side. That like you do tennis, I do hip hop, or that's my fun fact. And suddenly I was like, that's no longer my fun fact. I used to call it my side hustle, because it was like the thing I did on the side. And then eventually doing like, I want to say festivals and those types of shows where I was no longer the one emailing people and they emailed me for the first time. I was like, oh.
Such a special feeling. You're like, oh, cool.
Oh, like what you did there, where you're like, oh, this is so busy. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm an artist, but yeah, I could go on. But a lot of those moments made me feel, it's an aggregation of it's like a compilation of those moments that made me feel like maybe I represent more than I think, is what I realized. It's not even being part of the music industry. I was like, I felt like at that time I was representing more than I thought. And to my friends, they were like, yo, you're getting serious. I'm like, I'm still not affording rent like that, with music.
Yeah.
What about you? What because it's flip it and reverse it. So flip it, me.
Oh, okay.
Reverse
It's the same
back
question.
to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I feel very similar in the way that like it feels like there's a difference between like, sometimes I don't even feel like I'm in the music industry now. Like I'm like, it feels like to be in the industry means you're like at a certain level, or you're in a certain like place, or you've like won a Juno or something. And know, and so a lot of times I feel like I'm like on the outside of the industry. I don't always feel like I'm really in it. But I would say like I was maybe a couple years before I won Searchlight in 2016. So when I won CBC Searchlight, that's when everything changed for me. And like, that's when I started seeing the people reaching out to me more. Like that first year, like from 2016, 2017, a little bit 2018, that's when I started, like people were messaging me about festivals, like, and that was just totally a trip. I was like, wow, like I'm just getting asked to do things now. And I'm getting so many interviews, and like CBC and I were like best friends. So I was always at CBC doing things, and it was a really cool thing. But before that, I was playing like open mics and like little bar gigs where I got paid like nothing. And some of those times were so sweet, because it was just like sweet drunken times with my friends at an open mic, like, I sometimes really miss that, like that feeling of community where you just show up at the open mic and you're like, hey, and you like see all the same faces and that kind of thing. So I would say like, yeah, music started maybe 2015, maybe 14, but I think more 15, and then 16 won Searchlight, and then that's when I started being like, oh, I guess this is like my thing now. This is what I'm doing. So yeah,
I feel you on that. Yeah, it's true. It somehow, like, I know Francis was asking about like the who is their gatekeepers to music industry, or even champions, like sometimes for not focusing the energy on those gatekeepers, but like the champions or the paths that you could walk through. CBC Searchlight was one of them. Tell a Story Hive. I should have mentioned that as well, being like I don't know, some type of embellishment. I don't want to call it approval. It's just like some embellishment to the artist's life, of being like, oh yeah, you're like an artist.
Shed some light on you more.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like those are the moments that like people, they always say like people will love you more when you like get out of the city. I've heard that so many times. Like, Missy, you should go to Toronto and then come back. Then you're gonna get that energy, And I'm like, I mean, I want to be with community, and we should go to an open mic one day, like just like, chop it up. had an open mic just freely. Sometimes I just like to go and watch. Sometimes it's like the best way to try a new song, because like that's when I'm most nervous. It's like,
yeah,
I wish I had gone to an open mic to be like, yeah, can I sing this Delete My Number song? Thank you.
Yes, totally. Yeah, I would love to bring back open mic energy. Like my friend Tasha and I recently did an event. It was yoga and dance and a potluck and stuff. And there's an open mic portion to it. And it was so nice. Like, and it was interesting. I was like the sound tech, like, you know, I was the one kind of helping everyone set up for open mic. And I was like, this is exhilarating. Like I want more spaces where you have open mic, and maybe we can do that in the new apartment, actually, in my artist space building. Because there's a whole big space down there. We could probably do open mics.
I would love that. And I just want to hang out with other musicians, other music lovers who just wants to like bask in music, talk about music, talks about the effect of music on yourself, on your identity. And sometimes it spills over to other conversations of the world and so on. And I'm like, I miss those kinds of conversations. I feel like my voice notes are that, you know, to you be like, hey, so this happened.
And we're just existing together. Like because it's a lot of times at shows, you're like, have a good set, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's still so nice. But when you're like, I just want to hang out more. I'm kind of ready to be like, not always be on and like ready to perform, but just like, let's chill, let's hang out, let's eat food. And then if we feel like sharing a song just because it wanted to come up, that's different, you know? But I really am craving that.
I know, I love that. Yeah, I think that the open my energy. I'm about it. I feel like I think I need more of that. And like, that's the moment I feel like is missing. Well, it's not coming back. It's nice to perform again for sure, because I've also missed, I don't know about you, that performance energy. So it's nice to be back doing that. But if I can have a little open mic energy and attending and just like basking in it, and then if the spirit calls and they're like, hey, I need to go share this song, then why not? But not expected. I don't like when people are like, so you performing, right? I'm like, maybe not.
Yes. We're just hanging out.
Just hanging out. Maybe it's a date. I don't know. Like,
It'd just be so nice to get to know. I feel like there's people I've known within the music scene in Vancouver for years now who I don't know at all. And I see them at shows and we wave and it's like, have a great set. But I'm like, I want to know people more. I want to know like what's going on. And like, it'd be nice to like actually feel like people who are my friends are like people I actually know a bit better and stuff. So I think it'd be cool to find ways for us to like get to know each other more, you know?
I am ready for that space. I'm hoping Missy Interviews is one of those spaces where people get to know you a little bit more. I feel like hopefully as people watch and listen to this interview, they'll be like, hey, like, okay, this is what Desiree is about. This is what Desiree hopes to create. And who knows, maybe someone's going to message you and be like, I want to help, or I want to connect, which is, that would be my best compliment for anyone watching this, is like that they're able to. I've heard some of my other friends who I've interviewed who have gone for tea, and I'm like,
that's nice.
That makes me so happy. So I wish that and more for you. Round 9, that last round is called Last Words. And I've taken a bit more of your time there, but I'm so sorry. So round 9 is, what would you tell your younger self? And that could be last week, because you were younger then. That could be years ago, when you were listening to Alicia Keys in 2001. Or what would you tell yourself right now? You could also flip it and be like, nah, I want to talk to me right now. Or you could be like, let me talk to the people watching or listening to this.
Okay, well, lately I've been having more conversations with little me, because little me still influences how older me interacts with the world, and that's becoming more and more clear. And I think some of the biggest themes that come up for little me are like fear of not fitting in, fear of not belonging, fear of not being good enough, unworthiness, like a lot of these themes. And so I would say to little me to try to stay around people and do things that remind you of the opposite of those things. So like that you are loved and that you are worthy. And even on the days where you don't feel it, to reach for the things that will remind you of that truth. And eventually the truth it'll become easier to remember, and to tell little self that this isn't just a theory, but this is actually how it works. And that now I'm able to do those things a lot easier than I was when I was younger. And it's because of things like community and spaces like this one. Like I said, when you started off the interview, I was just like, I already know this is the best interview I've ever had. Like, just because I'm here in the space with you, and I think little me maybe didn't know that like relationships could feel safe and loving and like the way that they are now in my adulthood. And so I wish everyone spaces where they can feel seen and loved and held, and just safe relationships with yourself and with the people around.
I love that. Thank you so much. I am so always in gratitude of knowing you, of sharing space with you, of listening to your music. Even if I'm not sharing space with you, just listen to your music or hear your voice randomly one day when I'm like walking down the street and I'm like, why am I saying hey brother? I don't know.
It's always hey brother for people.
I don't know why. It's like, for me it's that, or I used to sing a lot of Wild Hearts. Actually, back when I think when I first started listening to your music, and I'm like, those are the songs that can't come to mind. And is there a song called Hide?
Yeah.
Right. And then there's another song that I messaged you one. I don't know if you remember. I was like, hey, I'm trying to send this song to a friend, and I forgot the lyrics.
What I need is all I have. All I have is what I need.
That to me is like a thing I sing to myself all the time, thanks to you. So I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for doing this on a Thursday. And I wish you nothing but the best, and more places where you feel seen, valued, safe, and more places where you can share all that you do with your music, with yourself. And can't wait to hang out again and do this without recording. So thank you for watching Missy D Interviews, Desiree Dawson, and hope you have a beautiful day, evening, whenever you're watching this. Take care of yourself, take care of each other. Much love. Peace.